It's time for Love After Lockup. Yeah. We're on episode 34. I think 4 for us. It's how mentally stable are you? So we're going to see how mentally stable they is. Let's get into it because it has been a pretty good season so far. So let's see what they got going on this episode. So they started off the episode with Zariah and Troy. And Zariah felt like he penis fished her. I guess he told her in jail he was small, but when he got out and she actually seen it, he wasn't. And she was happily surprised and they had a good night. I'm like, why does she need us to know his penis size? It's crazy because, like, girl, you're only telling all of these women to be in his DMs. Like, you know, we have the internet now. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, why is she telling us this? Anyways, so then they get up and they're starting their day and stuff like that. And Zariah tells Troy that she's going to go get his mom, basically. Like, she invited his mom over and he instantly got mad. And she was trying to tell him, like, well, if you don't work on the issues that you have with your mom, then how are you going to be good to any other woman in your life? And I'm like, okay, I see her point, right? But I also saw his point. Like, I found it mad disrespectful that she invited this lady over to their house right when he got out of jail, which I'm sure he's told her about, like, the relationship that they have. This dude mama then left him with her friend when he was like 3 or 4 and never came back. His daddy and somebody else's auntie, his daddy and his auntie basically raised him. So it's like he don't want to talk to his mom. You know what I mean? Like, I think therapy need to be in place before you just brushing his mom on him. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with. And then she gonna tell him, oh yeah, and then I told her that she can stay the night over here. What? This lady straight abandoned him the whole 7 years that he was in prison. He said she didn't come to visit him one time, and the first person you're trying to make him see when he get out is his mama. I'm like, I agree with him. He was like, she is the last person, one of the last people that I should have saw, not the first. And I agree with him on that. And I find it sad because he was like, you know, the mother's love that a mother's supposed to have for her child. He don't know what that he didn't get that. So I felt really, really, really bad for him. And I felt like she was wrong in this situation. I get where she was trying to come from, but it's like, I don't think she would have found it the right way. And I hope he does get therapy and heal because that's messed up with his mama, for real. Then they rode over into Shanta and True. Y'all know how I feel about them. Y'all know they irks me. Well, True irks me. So they're still arguing. I think they left off the last episode with them arguing in the car and Shanta getting out. And so she getting out, she take off her mic or whatever. And then she tell us she feel like she dealing with an 18-year-old because that's when he went to jail. And she don't feel like he grew up because he's not taking parole seriously. He treating it like it's like kind of like an option or something like that. Like he like above the law in some type of sense. And he trying to drive around with no license. Like he just got out and just like, oh, I'm free. I'm to do whatever I want to do. And it's like, oh, you're free, but you're on parole, so you're not free. Like, what? So Shanta is like, she feel like she's dealing with a child. And I can see why. And True is saying that they're arguing like a married couple, but he don't want to get married to her because they're arguing. Like he don't want to enter in a marriage that is already toxic, basically. And so then Shanta's just saying that she's taking it millimoment by millimoment at this time because it's not working out. Like it's not working out. She's saying that he doesn't realize how much money she's spending on all this stuff, and it's like, duh, because he went to jail at 18, so he never really grasped the concept of like being on his own, paying bills, taking care of yourself, and then especially with inflation these days, like we don't even have the concept of like bills and stuff like that lately because it's like, what is going on? So how do you expect him to understand that you're spending all of this money on him for why? Like she be kind of like irritating me because it's like she be kind of seeing it, but then she be in La La Land. She like, it's like, girl, see it or don't. I don't know. But yeah. So they get back to the house and you know, she starts talking to him and telling him like they're having issues, like they're having communication issues and that he feel like he can do whatever he want to do and that's not okay. And then she gonna ask him what does he see like for their relationship, like because they're supposed to be engaged, working towards marriage. So she was like, well, how are you feeling? Are you seeing like our relationship going steady? Are you seeing like dating? Are you seeing just friends? And then he was thinking and then it went to commercial. And I'm like, but it kind of made me mad that she even asked him that question because it's like, girl, you was draining your savings for this man and you're asking him if he still wants to be your fiance, like, or if he just wants to be friends with you. Why are you not making these decisions already? But Shanta girl, wake up. True is not man enough to make decisions for you over your life. He can't even make them over his own life. So why are you giving him the option to like dump you? You should be dumping him. That's basically. And then he gonna try to say you're not the problem, but and she like, well, we are the part. Like we're. Yeah. So they came back with Kim and Joey, and I'm like, Kim. I mean, they all got their own little delusion land that they live in, but Kim's land be like, anyways. So it's like 4 hours since he got out of jail, so they go to this restaurant to get something to eat, and then they start talking about how great it is that they don't have to sneak around anymore. And I'm like, anymore? So I guess back in 2018, before she got married and had the kid, was it both the kids? Before she had both the kids, she basically was cheating on him with before, the fiance or whatever. But then she got pregnant, and then decided to get married to the I guess first husband. But then I'm like, because it was his baby. But then I'm like, are we sure of that? Because wasn't you sleeping with both of them? That was a question in my mind. But if she's sure, she's sure. I'm just like, did they get a DNA test? Because I don't want them to like spin the block and be like, screw it, it's really Joey's baby, And I'm like, it's just a lot going on over there with them. I don't know. And then the ex is texting her phone talking about he want her back and he missing her and the boys. And Joey's like, he daddy now. Basically, like, I'm just like, it's just a lot. But he was saying how he tried like every drug before, and I don't know. But I don't know. I'm just like, I'm over it. I don't know. And then they got back to the cabin. He was like, it's small, but it was small, but it's cute. You know what I mean? It is super, super cute. And so she was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom or something like that. So she go put on some like lingerie and stuff like that. And then she come out and she asked him, you want to play a game or whatever while he lit the fireplace. And he was just like, yeah, you look beautiful. And then they go and get on the bed and start like making out and stuff like that. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, are you not gonna go get in the shower first? Because when they was just at the restaurant before, he was just telling us how he's still in his prison boxers. So it's like, can you not wash the gel off you? Like, don't they usually like go get in the shower first before they start like getting straight to it? But I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah, it was a lot that was going on. I don't know how I felt about it yet. So then they roll over and they give us a new couple. I'm like, okay, not a new couple. Yes, I love a new couple. Bianca and Daniel. So I'm like, okay, let's see what they're about. Bianca lives in Florida and she about to move to Arizona where Daniel's locked up. She rented an apartment for 4 months, basically just to see if he can parole to Florida after that point or whatever. I mean, yeah, right. So her friend Haley is over there with her, helping her like pack her stuff, but she's really like worried about her because she's like, are you sure like this is like a good decision? And then she get on there and tell us like she thinks she's making a rash decision. Well, Haley gets on there and tells us that she thinks Bianca is making irrational decisions and this is not gonna work. And yeah, so Bianca basically tell her like she gonna be there for her man. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, girl. So I guess she got this scar like on her neck. So she started talking about how like she feel insecure about it, and then she started talking about like how she got it. So I guess she went out with one of her friends, and they were drinking or whatever, and then her friend was gonna drop her off, but her friend was drunk and ran into some like a concrete wall at the airport. So she like broke her neck and couldn't talk for 3 months, and or was it 4 months? Anyways, she couldn't talk for a while, and it was really, really, really traumatic. And why they have this girl go back to the scene where it happened? And she had never been to the car wreck scene since it had happened. So she's like, I'm fine, I can go till she get there. And then she started having a panic attack. And I'm like, I knew that was gonna happen. Because it's like she's never been back since then. There's a reason why she's never been back. And then now she go back and y'all filming it and now she having a panic attack. But then she get on there and tell us that she can't talk about like whether she got money or not and what happened. But she said and her bank account looks really nice. So, and she was like, she don't know how much money she spent. It could be from like 3,000 to 7,000, but she's not keeping track. And I'm like, girl, that's the fastest way to go broke is to not keep track. Girl, do not love him more than yourself that you spending all your life money on him and not making sure you're set up for life. Like,